Hey everybody, and welcome back to Psychology Geek. In today's video, we will look at what is a Heyoka Shaman. Before we go straight into the video, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. If there is a powerful Heyoka out there, then the shamans are one of a kind. They are among the most radical and wise Heyokas, and with these 10 insights, we will understand why. 1. The path of the sacred clown. Most of us are familiar with stereotypical clowns, such as tarot fools, court jesters, and red-nosed clowns. But religious clowns raised the bar for clowning significantly. For example, the Nwekwi, also known as mud-eaters, were holy figures in Zuni culture. Around the communal fire, the Cherokee would conduct booger dances with their holy clowns known as boogers. It is called mad knowledge in Tibetan Buddhism, and the guru uses it to shock his or her students out of their rigid cultural and mental habits. But the most well-known and influential kind of sacred clown may be the Lakota version of Heyoka, a thunder shaman taught through humorous jokes. Most sacred clowns combine shamanic knowledge with trickster spirits to create a holy form of pranky that controls the spirits. Their way of doing things are unusual and often go against the status quo, but they are very successful. By forcing their strong sense of humour on other people, they unintentionally reinforce cultural norms and set a bad example for how to act. 2. A clown's job. The most important thing a sacred clown does is remind people in power how fragile they are. They also warn the common folk that power can corrupt in other factors, particularly comedy. Sacred clowns, however, don't directly derive from anything. They can be comedians, but they aren't necessarily comedians. They more closely resemble tricksters who seek to expose flaws and ideas that people take too seriously. Sacred clowns produce a cultural dissonance out of their mad wisdom through satirical performances and ostentatious displays of blasphemy, allowing worry to collapse on itself into laughter. Sacred concerns transforms into sacred seriousness, which eventually transforms into sacred laughter. But society would always be too serious and rigid if it weren't for the brave ridicule of the sacred clown. If we don't want our lives to stay the same, we must repeatedly learn how to overcome ourselves. This power belongs to the sacred clown. In a world of tension and breakdown, those who just want to integrate their inner lives, not by avoiding pain and problems, but by facing them in their naked reality and ordinariness. The perfect example of such integration is the sacred clown. 3. The great unsolved mystery. For example, the Heyokas remind their people that Wakantanka, the great mystery, is beyond our ideas of good and evil because it is morally neutral by nature. Heyokas serve as mirrors, projecting upon their inhabitants the enigmatic dualities of the cosmos. Following in the gory footsteps of their Heyoka forefathers, they travel the red road. They go on to the location where fullness fills emptiness, and vice versa. A Heyoka is a sign for the idea that nature's basic life force is beyond good and evil. The human notion of right and wrong are not compatible with it. It frequently deviates from our expectations of what is appropriate and expected. It is unconcerned with our human problems and worries. Similar to electricity, it has the potential to be both lethal and hazardous, as well as useful. It will zap us in the middle of the night like powerful thunder if we are too limited in our attempts to grasp it. 4. The perfect balance. Sacred clowns are skilled at mixing joy and pain, acting in accordance with the larger and more mysterious needs of the great mystery. They often lead change, bring in contradictions, and make it hard to tell the difference between things and mix the holy and the common. However, they are required to rebuild the link connecting the material and spiritual worlds. Heyokas have the audacity to pose queries to which no one wants an answer. They are uncontrollable manifestations of the trickster archetype. They poke holes in everything that is taken too seriously, especially when it gets a position of power, and they remind people all the time that the social order is based on chance and luck. their bizarre paradoxical behavior demonstrates how the cosmos itself is complex and full of contradictions. They are linked to energies about which we know little. Sacred clowns understand that mistakes are made by humans and that mistakes change over time. They therefore serve as a reminder that the objective is to embrace life's ups and downs, discover new approaches, and have the courage to modify and process rather than continue in the same manner. 5. Laugh it off. Consider the cosmos carefully. Let it be, and then let it go. This is far preferable to clinging to a belief of becoming trapped in one's particular perspective. According to sacred clowns, the deepest wisdom is in this kind of counterintuitive detachment, acknowledging that nothing stays the same while embracing the initiative to consider what it means to change. Most importantly, they show us that an enlightened master does not exist. We are all spiritually illiterate. The closest we ever get to being enlightened is when we realize how little we know about something and then laugh about it. Sacred clowns can sow this gem of sacred comedy. They continually suffer the metanoia, troubling the unbothered, cuddling the uncuddly, and releasing the captive. They serve as a reminder that the ego is only a curtain between mankind and God, as Rumi put it. 6. The Great Mirror. The Great Mirror is the spirit of Heyoka. What you observe in a Heyoka will reveal what you need to work on to progress spiritually. Your emotions are Heyoka mirrors because they rely on how you feel about things. For instance, after being with a Heyoka, you may feel angry because you think they are arrogant. But Heyoka's mirror points out how humble you need to be, or perhaps you experience deep affection. Once more, the mirror is guiding you towards loving yourself. The energy you emit defines the following characteristics of a Heyoka. It's how you deal with the world and how you handle your feelings. Some of the characteristics could be dyslexia, thinking backwards, coming into the world backwards, doing some actions backwards, or looking younger than their actual age. This is not who you represent yourself to be. So when they sense that energy, Heyokas may identify with other Heyokas. It's a profound understanding of the relationships between our sensitivities and emotions. 7. The Thunderstorm. In Native American ceremonies, the Heyoka would interrupt the ritual to change people's perceptions of the energy of the circumstances. Likewise, modern-day Heyokas will say or do anything to cause an energy shift that is strong enough to bring change, healing, and balance. The Heyoka skill is to show the opposite or the wrong way to get people unstuck and back into balance. Heyokas are armed with the medicine of chaos, which can transform lives. This energy is determined, direct, and strong. It is an act of disturbance motivated by love and the desire to advance. It serves as medicine to remind us that the shadow still lurks and that looking into the mirror of reality can be challenging. 8. The Lakota Sioux Tribe. In Native American culture, a healer who is energetic and who embodies all the precious gifts from the Divine Creator is known as a Heyoka. It is directly descended from the Lakota Sioux people. Every indigenous culture has a title for the tribal medicine man or woman, but the term Heyoka is unique to the Lakota Sioux tribe. Heyokas would rather spend their lives serving God, giving medical care, and making a difference in places where there is chaos. They are known for bringing change to people whose spirits have been broken or hurt by pain, and they shed light on the different ways that each person's destiny is always changing. A Heyoka is a contrarian who rejects political correctness and focuses more on necessary healing. They talk about the wide range of pain and its different root causes. Through the study of shadow medicine, the Heyoka can exhibit beyond-the-box thinking. Deep in the mind, raw emotions are sometimes triggered while looking into a heavenly mirror of truth. In the shamanic process, the change agent is someone who is completely honest and has clear thoughts. The willingness and preparation of the individual determine the discovery of the transformational path. If they do it recklessly, they can discover their real fate and let important things change. A Heyoka who is equally powerful in all of their senses rather than just one or two is seen as a spiritual wildcard in the metaphysical healing world. 9. The Greater Healers. The Heyoka Shamans are excellent healers because they communicate directly with spirits after going through their own occasionally grueling healing process. They are blessed and use a divine channel for healing, addressing the entire being that has gone through a great deal of pain. They hold that the Divine Creator will restore light and completeness and direct people in need to search for assistance. Heyoka Shamans have heeded a call to venture into the unknown, confident that anything they may face is a necessary part of their destiny. Heyokas are aware of how mankind can be destructive and depressing and its impact on the natural world. They hold firm in their faith and have strong, high spiritual views. God uses the Heyoka as a conduit to lead, direct, touch, heal, and change. 10. Spiritual teachers. Heyoka Shamans have a natural talent that lets them bring out the biggest revelations and give people a chance to learn about deep personal and ancient knowledge through the chaos and funny things that don't make sense at first glance. They, as spiritual teachers who work as healers, often make people look at them funny and upset the status quo. Understanding one's larger purpose is not always apparent or obvious. This is often the result of bad habits that have been around for a long time. Changing course can be very upsetting, but it takes surrender, patience, endurance, and tenacity. One will then have the chance to start destroying behavioural patterns that do not serve them through a personal search of knowledge and healing. When you know how to use discernment, you can question strict, silent social rules and laws that have hurt you in the past. You can also see and let go of rigid mental constructs. It's the best way to develop the ability to find beauty in strange and unexpected things. What is your favourite trait of a Heyoka Shaman? Tell us in the comments, leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this.